We got ourselves quick revive. Like guys, oh, bro, look at this zombie, dude. Bro, look at how dope this zombie looks. Look at these zombies, man. They like legit look like aliens. Yo, Fallen, thank you very much for that $2 super chat, brother. Seriously means a lot. Thank you very much. Damn, this music is hella loud. I don't even think I have music turned up right now. The music is too loud. Like the music that I'm playing, like right here. This music might be a little bit too loud. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that down a little bit for you guys. Hopefully it's not too bad. I just turned it down. So hopefully it shouldn't be as loud and annoying. Damn, dude, those zombie skins actually look really dope. Okay, can we do anything with this? Looks like we could flip and send it, dude. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just had some massive FPS drop right there. I think we're good, though. I think we're good. The map looks hard. Bro, the map does actually look really interesting. It looks really complex, though. Oh, they actually... Oh, they changed the gravity, too. Like, look, when you jump, you're in the air for a little bit longer. Damn, that's a nice little added feature, but, like, it makes it 10 times more realistic. This is trippy. Bro, these zombies look so dope, though, dude. Like, the skins on these zombies look really cool. What's up, Carter T? How you doing today, brother? Hennis, even though I'm modding here, I have to show my support to my fave. Yeah, it's true, man. I appreciate that a ton. I appreciate that a ton. Thank you very much. Someone just said my mic is out of sync. Is that true, guys? Was that a double points? Hell yeah, I'll pick that up. Go ahead and knife these last two zombies. You didn't answer my question. I'm sorry, Fallen. I didn't mean to skip your question on purpose, brother. What's up, Drakester? How you doing today? Raid Swift. The music is freaking loud. There's no bot. There should be a bot in the chat right now, guys. So, hold on. Do you guys still think the music is too loud? Because I just turned it down like a crap ton. We could go this way. It's only 500. We want to get to the mystery box, which is over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up this door. All right. There's probably going to be like a ton of buildables we can do. We saw this. Oh, that's a wall buy thing. Oh, because we saw one. Is fine. Type 2 if we need to change it. Type 2 if we need to change it. Type 1 if it's fine. Type 2 if we need to change it. I kind of like having a little bit of background music, but I think what kind of sucks about this map is they've implemented the music. They've implemented the music for this map, I think, right into the actual game sound and not like as part of actual music. You guys are all tight. I'm seeing you a lot of ones in the chat. Am I late? Nah, Minecraft, you're fine, bro. We're literally just starting up the stream right now. We only got a little bit to the map as of right now. Okay, so there was that weapon right over there. These doors are really cool too. I'm not gonna lie, these doors actually look dope. All right, I'm seeing enough one spams in the chat. I think you guys are a-okay with the game volume, or excuse me, with the oh shoot, 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 shoot. Damn, get that out of here, bro. Yo, what is this? A laser rifle? Bro, they actually got custom, like, weapons in here as well. I was just about to say, damn, that weapon's really powerful, but then I realized I have, freaking insta-kill right now. What's up, Taco Fluffy? How you doing today, man? Welcome to the live stream. How's my day? See, Logan? In all honesty, bro, my day's going fantastic. I tried to do, like, a multiplayer stream earlier today, and, like, I was having fun for the first part of it, and then I don't know what happened. I just stopped having fun, and I needed to, like, get off. Because I don't know why. It was just... Today was just a weird day. Damn, there's like splash damage on this thing too. Oh, we gotta go ahead and buy quick revive here. I almost forgot to do that. Alright, so quick is right there. We're probably gonna have to turn on the power of some sort. It's a wonder weapon, dude. Well, it's definitely a wonder weapon. Are you feeling better? Yeah, Dylan, I definitely am feeling better, man. I just needed to take a little bit of a break earlier today. I don't know what it was, but I just was not in the mood to do any of that stuff, like streaming or whatever, but we're good now. You know what this map... This map reminds me a lot of The Martian with frickin'... Oh, shoot. What's the guy's name? Who's the actor in that movie? Help me out here, guys. I have a feeling this weapon is not going to be great for points, but it's going to be able to, like, do a whole lot of work for us. Let's try to open up this door here as well. Damn, dude. This weapon is hella nice. How you doing today, Minecraft? Welcome to the stream. We're definitely, like, there's so much stuff on this map that we've passed by that we don't really understand just yet. Like, I guarantee there's some, like, we're gonna have to leave a zombie here at the end of one of these rounds. Just kind of do some exploring. I'm gonna try to leave, we'll leave 2 zombies at the end of the round. Okay. So I know those are the last 2 right there. We don't have a zombie counter. Matt Damon, thank you guys. It was Matt Damon. I literally could not think of it. But yeah, Matt Damon. Super dope, dude. Great movie, fantastic movie. The Bulldog? Wait, like the Bulldog from Ghost? That's pretty dope. We got ourselves Electric Cherry there. I'm not going to get that just yet. I really want to find Jug first. I really want to make sure we have enough for Jug. Is this a wall? No, there's nothing we can buy there. Damn, there's a lot to this map though, guys. Holy crap. I've returned. What's up? How you doing today, Patrick Star? Welcome to the live stream. Minecraft, did you actually donate, bro? If you did donate, your donation should appear on screen, my man. If you did not donate, your donation should not appear on screen. What's this? Why is this like electric like that? Oh, is that just what it glows when you don't have enough to buy it? Maybe? I don't know. Let's try to chill right here. I really hope there's no spawns sort of like in these areas. That would really suck, but we'll see. Let me go ahead and grab these zombies that are over here. Yo, you think we can snipe them from here? Damn. Yo. Thank you very much. Happy days make happy people. That's a great username. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the host. Reminds me of the ray gun or something. Yeah, it's weird though. It's called the laser rifle. So, I mean, I don't know. It lasers people. I love that you have like a moon jump here in this game as well. Or like a planet jump. It's kind of dope. Actually, what I'm gonna do, there's like all these zombies right here. But we've got this wonder weapon. I'm gonna try to chill down here. We're trying to chill like in this area. Just like kill all these zombies that come up right now. And we'll try to get like a crap ton of points on them. We shouldn't be like trapped or anything, I don't think, if we sort of stay in this area. Because I think the only closest place they can spawn is right there. Damn, dude, that music gets really loud. I wish there was a way you could disable it. In all honesty, that music gets really loud and annoying. And like, it's not part of like, because you notice when we pause the game, it's still there. And we have cinematics volume all the way down. It's not part of the music volume. It could be an SFX thing, but now when we shoot our guns, it's not going to make any noise. Which would be really annoying, you know what I'm saying? So. Go ahead and do a little bit of train around those guys right there. We got to get the fast zombies. You got to worry about those guys. Alright, so there's 2 zombies left. Let's go ahead and we got to bring up that audio again, because that's going to piss me off if we don't have gun noises or anything. You can zoom in with it. I don't think you can, bro. Like, I'm trying to right-click, because I'm playing on PC. I'm trying to right-click right now. It's not doing anything. Okay, let's try to go open up this pretty glowy door. Hennis, your bot is low-key annoying. Why is it annoying? What's this weapon right here? CZ? Wait, like the CZ from... Nah. Can't be the CZ from CS. 1300 to open up this door. Great. Okay, here's Mule Kick. Damn, bro. It's going to take us forever to get to watch. Like, Jug is going to be, like, in the last room with the last door that we open. Thank you, Valentine Colby, for that host. I appreciate it, my man. There was another nuke down there, but I really don't want to go get it. Oh, is this a part? That's definitely a part of some sort. Wait, why am I not hearing any audio from shooting? Why did all of a sudden all the audio go away? You guys notice that? I mean, the audio from the zombies is still there. But we don't get any audio from the weapon. Yo, what is going on? What's up, CD? How you doing today, man? It's not like It's the SFX volume. Because I'm dumb. Because we turned up SFX, bro. I'm actually dumb. Is that an insta-kill? Oh, hells yeah, bruh. Hells yeah. Yo, I'm actually dumb, guys. I thought like, when we had turned back up cinematics, I accidentally thought we had turned up, I thought we had turned up SFX. That was just... Yeah, it's probably... No. We just hadn't turned up the actual thing that we wanted to turn up. I hear them spawning behind me, which I'm not very happy with. I think I did anyways. They most likely will start coming up from behind me, like, as soon as I turn my back. Ooh. Almost got stuck right there. Dude, insta-kills are, like, the nicest thing on this map right now. In all honesty, they're so nice. Get those two guys. How many more zombies are left here, man? Damn, I think there's actually only 2 zombies left now. Okay, we're good. What's going on? Yeah, Logan, how you doing today, man? This dude just said I'm better than Noah. Bro, stop, please. I'm not better than Noah. That definitely looks like some sort of interactive thing. Oh, and that's sort of the... Hold up. Where are we at right now? Is that actual... Oh, okay. Speed Cola is actually functioning there, dude. Could you imagine if it was, like, stuck on the ground or something? We gotta start buying some perks, though, low-key. Is this the starting area? I'm, like, 99% sure it is. I think it is. Yeah, that's gotta be a starting thing. Let's get that zombie. Whoa. I actually missed my shot. Okay. When is the update coming out for Black Ops 3? I don't know, dude. There were rumors that we were supposed to be getting an update tomorrow. Like, I actually heard rumors about that, but I don't think that's actually gonna happen. So what is that? Just a trap, I guess? I'm sure to go back to the main area here. The blue laser thing is the box. No, I know that's the box. Yeah. I just don't know if this is like the starting area. Okay, this is. Yeah, this is the area that we were originally in. Oh, and here's Jug. Jug is right here. Jug was literally in like the first room and we just didn't even realize it. Okay. This was like literally the first room we came into. We actually would have gone all the way around the map. Oh, man. Alright, we gotta train all these zombies here. Hopefully get ourselves some good points. And then we can hopefully go ahead and open up or get ourselves some Jug. Ooh. Damn, that zombie just missed everything. What update? So apparently, I don't know. So there's some rumors going around the Call of Duty community right now that we might get some updates that will contain new DLC weapons. Charlie Intel said it's coming out. Charlie Intel, you're telling me Charlie Intel released a tweet that says we're getting an update tomorrow in Black Ops 3? Is that actually true, or is that just sort of like speculated rumors right now? How you doing today, Logan? Yo, I'm gonna feel so much better once we have Jug, like, in all honesty. I'm gonna leave a couple zombies here at the end of this. Actually, you know what? We're really, like, only gonna have enough money to buy Jug, like, no other perks. What's up, Jack? How you doing today, man? We might not, are we even gonna have enough to get Jug? Okay, yeah, we're, like, just barely gonna have enough, dude. God damn. Alright, here's the last zombie right here. Let's go buy ourselves some Jug. Am I late? Nah, you're not too late at all, brother. You're good, you're good. Damn, you took some shots there, boy. Okay, we're going to try to, you know, in all honesty, this is a pretty nice area to train. So I think we're going to train around here for a little bit. Yo, what's up, KRH? How you doing today, buddy? I don't know if I'll be playing any Black Ops 3 multiplayer tonight, bro. We'll see. What's up, TY Turtle? How you doing today, man? All right, let's train around here for a little bit longer. We'll get enough points so we can hopefully go ahead and hit the box again. And then we'll want some points as well to obviously buy some other perks. I believe from the map description, when I read this before I downloaded it through Steam, I don't think there's a perk limit on this map. So I don't think we have to worry about what perks we buy, which is really, really nice. You guys know that's a huge plus for me because I hate perk limits. And this map is a buyable ending as well, which is really, really cool. So there's something on this map that's going to allow us to actually escape from Mars. What game is this? This is Black Ops 3, my guy. This is a custom zombies map on Black Ops 3. Ooh, I'll take that. Hell yeah. What's up, Taco Flurry? I've already said hello to you like a trillion times. How you doing today, Gamer Kid? Dom Jeff, what's up, brother? I saw you in Pack-a-Puncher stream earlier, man. This is like the last zombie. I hear one like behind us over there. Okay, let's go ahead and buy... We don't have enough for Speed Cola. Speed Cola is the only one that I know we have access to right now. Damn, that shot, though. So this thing has a little bit of bullet travel time, which is only slightly annoying. We know Electric Cherry's over here as well somewhere. We gonna have enough to buy it? Oh, we are. Yo, chill to chill. I don't want to actually go down right now. All right, let's go ahead and buy ourselves some Speed Cola. Yo, holy Jesus. Yo, Silent Freak came in with a 1978 donation. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. I'll go ahead and read your dono right after this round, buddy. Thank you. He donated $19.78, bro. Damn. That is a hefty donation, my guy. I swear to God, if I go down right now, nah, we're good. We're Gucci. You're my favorite. Dude, you know what the best part about this weapon is? It has so much ammo. How do you host? So you got to go ahead and type the /host followed by my username in your Twitch chat. Charlie Intel said it on Google. So, like, well, Charlie Intel would have tweeted it out, right? Would have tweeted it out. If Charlie Intel, like, always tweets out about the stuff that they post. So if you guys want to, like, just go ahead and, like, tag me in the tweet that Charlie Intel posted. You guys know my Twitter's @ProHennis. Go ahead and do that. I would really appreciate it. I'll, like, follow one of you guys back that tags me in that. Silent Freak, you're a god, bro. Silent Freak is lit, true. Can you go in your Discord after this? Possibly, yeah. I could go on my Discord after this. I was chilling on my Discord last night with some viewers, which is actually really fun. You suck in hide and seek, Brian. Chill, bro. We were doing fine in hide and seek. Wait, 45 ACP? Oh, this is from Modern Warfare 2, isn't it? I think it is. I'm pretty sure this is from MW2, if I remember correctly. To get Catinator? Bro, stop. Everybody type 5 in the chat. The streams are usually only offline for like a quick, like 3 seconds. It should be back. Yeah, see, nobody lost anything over in the Twitch channel. It's a cat. It is a cat. All right. Okay, I'm seeing all the 5 spams. Beautiful. So out of the box, guys, we got a cat. Like, we actually got a legit cat. I've seen it all now in Custom Zombies. I'm shooting a cat at Martian zombies. And you know what? Even if I put that as a title for a YouTube video, it wouldn't even be clickbait, even though it would seem like clickbait. Because, dude, this is actually a cat, and it actually shoots meows. And it actually has, like, magazine sizes, bro. Damn, that is the weirdest thing ever, dude. Dude, that is literally the weirdest thing ever. We got a max ammo there. Let's try to use up all this ammo right here. I'm not gonna lie, though, this thing is hella annoying. Try to get all these zombies. That should be all of them, right? Beautiful. What's up, Slippery Snail? How you doing today? So Silent Freak donated $19.78. Says, hey, Hennis, I currently own all the BO3 weapons, and when new weapons drop, I have 90 supply drops and 2 melee bribes if you want to open them in stream. And if you have enough time, would you be able to do a nuked out for me? My Twitter is @FreakyMods. Thanks. Pack Punch the cat. Oh, true. You should definitely Pack Punch the cat. When you overuse the pussy. Yo, chill! Silent Freak, thank you very much for that donation, brother. Seriously, very generous of you. Unfortunately, bro, I already have all DLC weapons on my account, and I actually have a couple melee weapon bribes myself, and a big box bundle sitting on my account for when new weapons do drop. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my own account for right now. If by some miracle of God I open up all of those and I actually don't get any DLC weapons, then I'll be sure to hop on your account, man. All right? I can promise you that. Go ahead and we're gonna go through one more round here, guys, and then we're gonna go around the map again, do a little bit more exploring. We can go ahead and buy Electric Cherry because we're gonna have like a ton of points after this map, which would be really, really nice. Yeah, guys, we're definitely gonna try to Pack Punch the cat. I don't know who came up with that idea, but we're gonna Pack Punch the Catinator. The Catinator is what it's called. The stream was just an illusion. It's all fake. Yeah, the stream was just an illusion, guys. Look at how much points we're getting from this cat, though. This cat's great. The funny thing is we can like ADS with it as well, which I think is kind of funny. But I think we're doing better with it when we just hip fire. That noise is so annoying, bro. Oh my god, I apologize if that's triggering some of you guys. These zombies over here are a little confused. Alright, you're the last zombie? I don't want to kill you if you're the last zombie. Okay. What's up, Beasting? How you doing today, brother? Alright, so there were no perks over here. Damn. Just Loki wrecked that guy. Alright, let's buy ourselves some Electric Cherry. That ADS, though. I know, for real, right? It's the coolest thing. I love how we can ADS with that, but we can't ADS... We can ADS with the cat, but we can't ADS with this thing. I don't know why. It really doesn't make any sense. It's triggering me hard. I'm sorry, Lucky Balls. I apologize. I'll try not to use it too often. Alright, let's head up. Where do we want to go? I guess we're looking for... What was this? Oh, that was the CZ thing that we were... Yeah, we got to get double tap. Absolutely. So hopefully there isn't a perk limit, and hopefully I was actually right. No, there is a perk limit. I'm sleep, dude. There is a perk limit. That actually kind of pisses me off. Not gonna lie, chat. There was a door by Jug. Yeah, that's where I'm headed right now, man. We're gonna go ahead and... I think there was actually a door over here as well. Was there? No, it was only these two doors right here. Okay. So there's a door over by Jug. Let's go ahead and open this thing up. The cat is so overpowered. The cat's overpowered, man. That actually sucks, bro. That really sucks that you can't buy more than... That really sucks, dude. That actually pisses me off. Why a cat? Bro, it's the future. We're on the planet Mars, bruh. This is definitely... To move to the next station, 250. I guess we're moving on to the next station, right, guys? Holy crap, for a second there. To call the cart. Oh, the cart's already over here. We're moving. Damn. Am I late to the stream? Nah, you're not too late, Nick. You're not too late at all, brother. Damn, now we're cruising, boys. What's the point of a perk limit? It's so dumb. That's what I'm saying, man. Right? Damn, look at this beautiful scenery we're going through here. This is the planet Mars, guys. Oh, damn. So that's a station over there. Is that the station we're going to? I think this is the station we're going to right here. It's going to drop us off here, and then we'll have, like, the opportunity to go on this one if we want. What's up? It's Delay. How you doing today, man? Hey, Mello coming in with that donation. I appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it a ton, man. All right, here's the station. Nice. So is there anything we can do here? There's probably going to be a part of some sort. Damn, if only I could buy Widow's Wine, man. Just if only. Mello, I'll go ahead and read your donation here in just a second, brother. I appreciate it very much. So literally the only thing that's over here is Widow's Wine. Okay. So AKA a complete waste of my time. I don't need to call the cart. Let's go ahead and move on to the next station. Damn it. The zombie was on the station with me, bro. I couldn't do anything. So Mello Donate says, hey, bro. Not much, but keep up the good work. My YouTube name is Mello1 and my Twitter is MelloBTW. Oh, yeah. Don't I follow you, bro? Pretty sure I follow you. Maybe you could stop by a live stream of mine sometime in the future. Would love to see you in my chat. Absolutely, dude. Yeah, whenever you go live, go ahead and tweet at me. And if I'm available, I'll be sure to stop by your stream. Use Gamble Gums? Nah, I don't have any Gamble Gums, dudes. I don't have any Gamble Gums. Alright, so we're probably going to end up getting stuck here and getting down somehow. Oh, God. Yes, we are going to go down 100% here. Nope, we're going down here, chat. Dude, damn it. How dumb is that, bro? That's so dumb. Now we might actually die here, bros. We might actually die here. Okay, we got to get up on this thing. Go, 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 go. Go to the next station. Go to the next station. Go to the next station. Okay. Whew. Thank God, dudes. I can't believe we went down. Chase Dillon, thank you very much for that host. I appreciate it. Yo, can we get an RIP spam in the chat, guys? I don't know if we'll actually be able to survive this now. Damn. You're pretty lit, bro, but you died. Yo, Mello, I'm sorry, man. I died, Drew. I was, like, looking at your donation. And then, like, honestly, if we hadn't killed that zombie, like, we'd have been in such a good spot. Okay, in all honesty, we should probably just go to the next station. Like, where's the thing? Bring me to the next station. Don't even freaking do anything. Just bring me to the next station, dude. I'm not staying there. Bye, zombies. I'm not even gonna bother. It's literally not worth my time. Yo, this is trippy, though, when I go like this. Yo, this is mad weird. It's like when you're, like, running on a treadmill or something. You make me happy? Hey, Willis. Happy to hear that, brother. This thing rotates. Okay, so now we're back on the mainland. We literally just have to go, like, straight for quick revive. Tim, can this thing go any slower right now, bruh? Like, I'm just trying to... Okay, go, 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 go. Get me the quick revive. Where's the quick revives? Quick revive is going to be down here. But now we know there's a 4 perk limit, too. So this is kind of like the golden opportunity for us to go ahead and, like, rebuy our perks. You know what I'm saying? And can we push through here? Oop. We're going about jug, my dudes. La da 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 da. And we'll buy. Oh no, we can't buy double tap because we don't have enough points. Oh, we should be using the cat right now, actually, low key. What's up, Cole? Colby says I can make it. Hey, I appreciate your confidence in me, brother. You know what? Actually, no, guys, we should get speed cola instead. We should get speed cola instead. I feel like that might be a better perk. At the end of the round, perfect. We're going to go ahead and get speed cola, and we're also going to get Widow's Wine as well. Chris coming in with a donation. Damn, guys, you guys are being super generous with the donations today. I really do appreciate it very much. That cat gun is so dumb. Oh my God, dude. I'm sorry, bro, but it's like, it's giving me great points right now. That's the only thing. Probot wieners. Lol. Let's go ahead and buy this. Hey! Okay, bouncing out of there real quick. Let's go ahead back over here. We're going to train for like one more round, and then we'll have enough points to go over and buy ourselves some Widow's Wine. And that'll be the last perk that we'll go ahead and pick up. And then we'll have all the perks that we need. Chris, I'll read your donation right after this round, brother, buddy. Couldn't decide what word to use there. Let's try to train over here, actually. Dude, but at the same time, I really want Mule Kick as well. We're probably going to hit the box, guys, to get rid of this weapon. The map looks pretty sick. The map does look really sick, guys. Like, the detail and everything. It looks really, really nice. There's definitely something at one of those stations that's going to allow us to get a buyable ending. Because there's definitely a buyable ending for this map. So I'm going to wait for all these zombies to kind of huddle up here. We'll use the rest of the... Oh, no. We actually all have ammo with the cat. Okay, perfect. I don't even have to pretend to use it. Jaden Rodriguez, you're a really great YouTuber. Good luck. Hey, thank you, man, for the $2 dono. Jaden, you're an absolute god. Can we get a Jaden spam in the chat? I forgot to ask you guys for a mellow spam, and now Chris donated as well, but I haven't even read Chris's donation yet, man. Sheesh. What's up, Kaju? How you doing today, man? What is that? Is that a Mac? Oh, no, I thought a power-up dropped. Okay. Wait for more of these guys to assimilate in here. But damn, dudes, your donations so far tonight have been amazing. Thank you. Honestly, the generosity really means a lot from all of you guys. Spam. Oh, we got to pack punch the cat. That's right. You guys want us to pack punch the cat. That's right. That's right. That's right. So we're not going to get rid of the cat. Okay, I think that's the last zombie right there. We're going to pack punch the cat, guys. We're going to pack punch the cat. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to kill him. Okay, well, we got to train here for one more round then, guys, because in all honesty, we got to leave one zombie. Because I don't want to have a whole horde of zombies spawning in as we're going from station to station to get Widow's Wine and then find out where Pack is, too. What's up, Dominic? How you doing today, man? Johannes, honestly, you're pretty sick. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. It's like the most genuine thing anyone's ever said to me. Pack a punch the cat and make it a tiger. I'm done. Dude, what if that actually happens? That's not a bad thought. What if you pack a punch the cat and it becomes a tiger? Actually, I want to see some predictions from you guys in the chat right now. When we pack a punch the catinator, first of all, you can make a prediction about what it's going to turn into. And then you can make a prediction about what exactly its abilities might be or what exactly it's going to look like. So those are some pretty important distinctions here that I feel like are going to make this just that much more interesting. You know what I'm saying? All right, here's the cat. You guys can hear us shooting it. It literally is just like... the noise it makes when you reload it, bro, like, that is atrocious. Always pick up an insta-kill, rip. Alright, we're gonna leave 2 zombies here, guys. We're gonna leave 2 zombies. Oh, shoot. Yo, we don't... preferably don't want any sprinters. Alright, I think that's the last zombie right there. I think that's the last zombie. Okay. We're gonna go ahead over here. We're gonna go get our Widow's Wine, and we're gonna go pack-punch this thing as well. I got stuck in a corner and reloaded and then died to zombies. Damn, bro, that sucks, man. That really sucks. Alright, next station. What if it becomes a dog? Yo, you pack-punch it, it becomes a dog. It becomes a laser cat? Maybe. I honestly think the tiger's the best bet, though. Like, that would be what I would guess. Jacob, thank you for the $2 super chat. So, Chris donates. Jacob, thank you very much for your donation. I appreciate it. When you guys donate, by the way, leave a message if you want to. You know, if you're going to give me money, make me, like, say something dumb. Like, I love Jacob Burrows or something like that. Chris donates $2 and says, hey, man, I hope you remember me, but keep up the good work. And hi, this is my first time donating. Chris, yes, I do remember you, brother. You're literally an absolute legend. I definitely recognize your username. Thank you very much for coming by the stream. What's up, Evan? How you doing today, man? It definitely becomes a dog. Yeah, I'm, like, honestly, it's either a dog or a tiger. Like, 100%. It's one of those. If you get on this thing, I swear to God, I'm going to be so pissed. Yeah, that's right, buddy. Woo! See you later. All right, so we got all 4 perks that we want. We got Quick, we got Jug, we got Speed Cola, and we got Widow's Wine. Everyone's donating because of the cat? Yeah, maybe. Jacob donates again, man. Can we get another Jacob spam in the chat? Can we get a Chris spam in the chat, honestly? Like you guys know, for all the donations today, I literally need you guys to spam the chat with these people's usernames because, honestly, the support they're showing tonight's pretty litty. But enough of all that. Let's focus up over here. The pack punch machine was back here, wasn't it? Teleport to the Griffin station. Okay, that is 110% where we're gonna like do the Bible ending. That's what I'm putting my money on. Is that a door? Do anything here? I don't think so. Okay, let's try to head towards... what's the state? So I don't think the Griffin station is actually what we want. Let's go ahead. We're gonna go this way. Jacob donated again. I know, bro. Yeah, so that's twice he's given me $2 donations now, which is pretty great. Pretty crazy. Gaming Swagger, what's up, man? Welcome back. Go there? I'm not going to go there just yet because I think Pack-a-Punch is over here. And if it's not, then we'll honestly have to go all the way around back to the other station where we'll then be able to go to Pack-a-Punch. Because if it's not here, it's got to be at the Griffin station. That's the only thing. And I just can't remember if it's here or not. That's a perk in the corner over there. Let me off this damn thing. The zombie's going to kill me. Can we do anything? To teleport to asteroid M34. And that's stamina up. Okay. So you guys just want to teleport to asteroid 234? Type 1 in the chat if we should teleport to asteroid M34. Type 1 in the chat if you want us to do that right now. I would donate if I could. Hey, honestly, if you guys are just chilling in the stream, you know, I saw David and Brian both say that. Honestly, guys, if you're just chilling in the stream, I do appreciate it. You guys don't need to feel like you need to donate. You're giving me your most precious commodity, which is time. Can you not pack a punch on this map? No, the pack a punch machine just has to be at one of these stations. Come on, dude. You don't make a moon map and then don't allow people to Pack-a-Punch. All right, we're going, guys. I saw plenty of 1 spams. Oh, God. So we're on asteroid M34 now. You know what this almost looks like? This almost looks like the thing from, like, the Black Ops 3 campaign or whatever. What if I donated to you again, but with more the Mellow One? Stop, dude. You donated $1 already, bro. You're good. You're good. Did the stream crash? Hold up. I'm going to wait. I'll wait here for just a second, guys. Type 4 in the chat once you guys are all back here. Type 4 in the chat once everything's good. I'll see you guys come back. I don't know if you'll see this, but I'm looking in the download form, and supposedly if you do something with Pack-a-Punch, you gain an extra perk slot. Really? Grim Exodus. That's actually pretty interesting. That's definitely very interesting. Teleport back to Mars. Okay. You guys are all back? All right, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so we're here, guys. And it doesn't look like anything's actually going on over here. Like, there's literally nothing on this map. Or nothing on this, like, asteroid or whatever. There's probably going to be some part that we might have to come back for. That looked like something, but it's not. Is this a part? No, that was a dead zombie. Dude, the lighting is so weird right now. It's, like, impossible to tell what's going on. I think we just have to teleport back to Mars, unfortunately. So, literally, there's nothing we can do here on this thing just yet. All right, so now we're back at Mars. And so Speed Cola has got to be at the first place that we were at, right? What's up, Hoodie? How you doing today? E-Boss, what's up, Drakester? Us Twitch people don't get crashes. Dude, honestly, like, you guys are just killing it. Well, okay, let's call the card over. We don't even have enough for Pack-a-Punch right now, so we'll call the card over. And then in all honesty, what we'll do is we'll just wait. We'll wait. We'll do a couple rounds of training. Is that the cart coming over there? I see the cart coming. All right, let's find out wherever this last zombie is. And we'll go ahead and do one more round of training. Where's this last zombie? You guys hear him? I literally don't hear him at all. What's up, Fuzzy Clips? How you doing today, man? How do you get coins? So you guys are actually awarded with 10 coins for every 10 minutes that you watch my stream. That's exactly how it works. So the more support you guys show my streams, the greater chance you'll have of actually winning giveaways that I'll be holding very soon. Thank God, man. Just die already. Let us get to the next round. My goodness. Took that zombie long enough to get back over here. Hennis, I need help. I'm 2 for 5 on the chameleon camo, and they aren't registering. I'm using the 205 brecci. Please help me. What do you mean, man? They're not working. Pack-a-Punch is at the Griffin Station. Okay, so we have to go to the Griffin Station. Perfect. So we just guessed wrong. It's at the Griffin Station. When are the giveaways? I'm going to be starting giveaways very soon over here on my channel, man. Very, very soon. What's up, Monsoon? How you doing today, brother? We're shooting the Catinator, boys. Catinator's always lit. Damn, I did not want to hit all of you guys with that. Definitely want that double points, 100%. Ooh, let me get that real quick. Hells yeah. What's up, Bailey Duggan? Welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you stopping by. Oh, shoot. Yo, we're red as a baby's butt right now. Yo, what if we actually went down right there? I would have been so pissed. Gaming Swagger, what do coins do? So as of right now, pretty much all that they do is just track how long you've been watching this stream. Look at these poor zombies in here. So they track how long you've been watching the stream for. Every 10 minutes that you guys watch the stream, you're awarded with 10 coins. And then the idea is that very soon over here on my channel, you guys will be able to use these coins to enter into giveaways. That's sort of the idea. These are like the perfect zombies to get trapped in there, man, because they can't move. All right, so now we're going to head to the Griffin Station. We have 11,000 score right now, so we should be good. So yeah, it's just a way for you to track how long you've been supporting the stream, and then these giveaways will be based upon how long you've been supporting the stream for. So the more coins that you have, the greater chance you'll have of winning these giveaways. Fatal, what's up, man? One more thing, I sent a picture of what I found to your Twitter. My name is Dan McLean, but if you can't open midstream, the sum of it is you have to build or unlock Pack-a-Punch through something, from what I gather. Okay. So Pack-a-Punch isn't just given to us, but is everything we need at the Griffin Station? I hope it is. I hope it is, man. I do see your DM here. I do see your DM. Perfect. Perfect. What are giveaways? Giveaways is when we just give away free stuff to the chat, man. It's always litty. What's my Discord? If you guys want my Discord link, type !Discord in the chat. Chill, chill, chill. What? How did I not kill him first shot, bro? I was like, what? That thing is point blank. How you doing today, Ice Fighter? Chase Dillon. Hey, Hennis, this is Chase. Do you remember me from previous streams? Yes. Chase Dillon, I recognize your name from Twitter as well. What's up, Gaming Banter? Wait, do I have an Instagram? Indeed I do, my gay. My Instagram is in the description of the stream. Instagram is at ProHennis if you guys want to follow me. I didn't post on there today, actually, unfortunately. I want to get like into consistently posting on my Instagram. Consistently. What's up, Jared? All right, we're heading to the Griffin Station, boys. It costs $12.50, but let's do it. Initiating teleport. 10 seconds left. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I just subbed, liked, and turned on notifications. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. The Catinator is the new DLC gun dropping tomorrow? Yeah, right, exactly. Oh, here's Pack-a-Punch. Okay. All right, guys, the moment of truth. We're going to Pack-a-Punch the Catinator and see what this thing actually gives us. In all honesty, hoping it gives us something good, man. So I think we're only over here for a limited amount of time. It does turn into a dog! Damn, so all of you guys said it turned into a dog. You guys were right. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Is it starting a new round? Oh, chill! Yo, it's starting a new round! Oh, that's messed up. Yo, wait, whoa, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yo, it started a new round over here, bro. That's messed up. What's up, Solar? How you doing today, man? Holy Jesus. It actually turned into a dog, bro. That's hilarious. I freaking love that. Yo, it actually makes freaking dog noises, man. That's hilarious. Oh, shoot, shoot. Like, I'm like all out of Widow's Wine right now. Yo, I want to pick up that nuke here real quick. Shoot, dude. What's up, Billiard? How you doing today, man? What is this map? This is Mars, man. This is some Mars map. All right, so we're definitely powering something right here that we need to power, which is nice. I don't know exactly how we're powering it, but we might as well. Did I graduate school? Yeah, I'm on summer break right now, guys. I'm on summer break. Okay, I think we just need to keep feeding this thing. Are there any parts around here? I don't think so. We're like all out of Widow's Wine, bro, which really sucks. Pack-a-Punch the laser? Okay, yeah, we'll Pack-a-Punch the laser here. We'll go ahead and do that real quick. But yeah, we're definitely feeding something to that thing, which is really cool. I wonder if we Pack-a-Punch it again. Does it turn back into the cat? Yo, Mello donated again, bro. Mello, you're an absolute god, man. What's up, Dom Jeff? Guys, ProHennis streams zombies and multiplayer. Stay tuned. Hit that bell. He's amazing. And type coins to check your amount of coins. You get coins every 10 minutes. True, true, man. Damn. Dom Jeff, I appreciate that, brother. All right, a couple of crawlers left here. Okay. I don't know how long exactly it's going to leave us on this station because I don't think we can actually get off. I don't think we can actually leave this station. I think we're here until we successfully feed both of these things, man. Best YouTuber? Yo, so Mello says, hey, bro, once again, not much. Is there any chance you would mod me in the chat, the Mello one? If not, it's fine, but it would mean a lot. Honestly, bro, I'm not looking for any... Oh, jeez. I'm not looking for any new mods right now, but I really do appreciate the support you show my live stream. It genuinely means a lot. I wish I could give you more, man. I really do, but, like, there's a lot of people that come in here and support my streams a ton. And I'm not saying you're not special, but I'm just saying that, you know, I just can't give mod to everybody. And I think I've got a decent amount of mods right now that, you know, all do a really good job, so... Hey, but any of those guys can fall off their game any one of these days now, and if they do, I'll unmod them, and I'll give it to somebody who is supporting, just like you. So, keep up the great work, man. I appreciate it a ton, and hopefully we should be good. Did it crash again? Stream crashed again, boys. Hold up. Hold up. Stream crashed again. Type 3 in the chat if you guys are still here. Type 3 in the chat once everything's back, so I can know that you guys are back. Dude, honestly, these like stream lagging issues are happening through YouTube. They have to be, man. Like, this is not an issue on my end. This has to be an issue through your YouTube's end, which really sucks. All right, you guys are coming in with the 3 spams. Thank you. That's so weird though that it like lags for a little bit and then it like immediately comes back. That's so frustrating. I don't even know what this laser thing is powering. Like, once we get back to the Mars station, we're gonna have to like look up into the sky and figure out what this thing's actually powering. Because I have no idea what I'm feeding right now. I feel like I'm definitely about to go down. Damn, dude, there's like an endless stream of zombies right now. This is crazy. I might as well pick that up. Kaboom! Chase Dillon, Hennis, I love your videos. I wish I could meet you, bro. I wish I could meet all of you guys, too. You can now buy 1 additional perk. Oh! So if you go to the Griffin Station and you feed that thing, you can get yourself 1 extra perk. That's pretty sweet. All right, yo, Chad, what perk do we want to get? here as well. Oh, shoot, where's the thing? All right, let's bring us to the next station here, bros. Damn. That gun is low-key annoying. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We pack-a-punched it. We know exactly how fun it's going to be now, but I think we're probably going to swap it out. So let's go get ourselves. We're going to get ourselves some double tap. That's the perk that we've decided on. And we're going to hit the box as well to get a different weapon because this thing is hella annoying. But yeah, if you guys are new to the stream, definitely subscribe. When you do subscribe, you'll see your names pop up right below my face cam. You can see the 4 most recent subscribers right below my name. And when you do subscribe as well, you'll see the live YouTube sub count go up in the lower right-hand corner. Let's figure out where Double Tapala is. Alright, yo, I love Widow's Wine, dude. Literally greatest thing of all time. Go ahead and do that. And let's hit the box. Yo, I love how there's, like, much more ammo this thing gets when you use it. Yo, what is that? The Kridge gun? Is that what this thing's called? Damn, this thing's got some nice... There's no ADS to it. But damn, this thing's got some power, bruh. What's up, Freak Wolf? How you doing today, man? The cat was more annoying. Oh, yeah, the cat's way annoying. The cat was definitely more annoying than the dog, but... It's like trying to pick the lesser of two evils, dude. What's up, Letitia? Maybe Stamina Up was a better option? Nah. This will be fine. Because, like, in all honesty, we'll get Stamina Up eventually. Like, as long as we keep feeding that thing, which I'm pretty sure has to contribute to the Easter egg or sort of towards, like, the viable ending of this map. We should honestly be fine. This thing's actually pretty cool. We should definitely try to go back and pack punch this thing as well. We'll go back to the Griffin station right after this round, and we'll try to hit the. We'll try to pack punch this weapon as well. We'll see what this thing can give us. Oh shoot! I'm literally all of ammo with it already. Is that the last zombie right there? Sheesh! All right, let's go ahead and hit up that station again. We're gonna go hit up Griffin station again. I think we'll be able to. I think there's like only a certain amount of cooldown time you got to give it, and we've given it 1 full round now, so I'm guessing that should be enough. But we'll see, obviously. Let's hit this up. And we'll head to the Griffin station. What's up, EJ the Dictator? Welcome to the stream. Please don't self-promote in the chat, guys. You're so good. Thank you, FIFA. I appreciate it, man. Pack that gun, it's beast. All right, Chase. Chase apparently has the intel for this Mars map, so we're going to pack punch it. What the fire truck? What's up, Lil K? How you doing today, man? What's up, Dalton Brewer? How you doing today, Penny the Pen? Dude, I don't know how, but there's got to be something up with YouTube servers, because, like, I don't know how I'm dropping so many frames right now. Like I legitimately just don't understand it. Hence, last time you always used my... Oh, no, this isn't the place. Last time you almost used my KN44 class. Someone typed something. I missed it, man. Something about your KN44 class, though. I'm sorry I missed it. I love your stuff. Thank you, Crispy. Thank you, man. Jared Brewer, yes, I do remember you. When's my next live stream? Possibly tomorrow morning, guys. Possibly tomorrow morning around maybe 12 p.m. or 1 p.m., because there might be some new DLC content dropping in Black Ops 3 multiplayer, and if there is, I'm gonna want to stream that for you guys. What's up, TNT player? How you doing today? Vic is here. Shout out to you, TYT or TY Turtle. What's up, man? Please tell me we can hit this. Griffin Station. Oh shoot, we got 10 seconds. All right. Why can't you run there? I don't know, bro. You gotta get take the. Okay, the new round's gonna start anyways. Did it crash again, bro? Did the stream crash again? Legitimately? That's so annoying, dude. Oh, YouTube, you're killing me. YouTube, you're killing me. Type 7 in the chats once I know you guys are all back. Ooh. This map, this weapon actually glows now. That's pretty litty. Damn. Yeah, bro, but I'm pretty convinced it's a YouTube server issue. I'm pretty convinced. It might not be. It obviously could just be an issue with my computer, but I'm pretty sure it's an issue with the YouTube servers. I can try to go ahead and try a new method of streaming right after this game, but I don't know. Or not right after this game, but in a future stream. So we had to feed this thing about 2 or 3 rounds, I think, and then we can get an additional free perk, which is really, really nice. I like that a ton. That's really, really cool. These little orbs that we're feeding it are super dope as well. I think, in all honesty, the idea that I have to maybe make the stream a little bit smoother as well might actually make it so, not only do we get less lag, but you guys might be able to watch, a super smooth stream, too. Which would obviously be really, really nice. Dude, this weapon is so powerful, bro. Holy crap. What's up, Tyson? How you doing today, man? You're a god. Thank you, Dom Jeff. Thanks for reading my comments. Yo, Nigel, I got you, bro. All right, so we got to go. Just a little bit more training to do here. Do a little bit more work, and then we'll go ahead. Should be. Oh, shoot. We're going to run out of ammo on this thing soon. All right. I should wait till all these zombies are, like, spawned in here then. And then we can go ahead and hit them with the 27 bullets we have left. RIP. We got the other weapon, though, so that shouldn't be too bad. Any max ammos in there? Nope. Fortunately not. So we got to use this thing. Damn. Right after this, though, we're definitely going to go ahead and grab stamina. I feel like that's definitely going to be, like, the next best perk for us to get. Sheesh. This thing's got some kick to it, man. Oh, God, 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 no. God, no, God, no, God, no, God, no. You can now buy 1 additional perk. Hey, yo, let's get some hype in the chat, guys. Let's get some hype in the chat for that. 1 additional perk hype. Hit this real quick. Go, 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 go. Damn, wrecking that zombie. Love your stuff. Thanks, Mohammed. Appreciate it, brother. The Halo gun is hella good. It really is. What's up, Levo Dignity? Welcome to the stream. What does the spider perk drop do? The spider perk drop. Oh, it's like it's for Widow's Wine. That's for Widow's Wine. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Mello. I appreciate it, man. Your donations today, brother, have seriously meant a lot. Thank you. You can do this? Thank you, guys. Thank you. So do we want to actually try to get, like, all the perks that we can and then go and, like, I don't know. Stamina up. And then we'll just try to go ahead and, like, maybe then we do the Easter egg? Or maybe then we do the next thing that comes after that? I don't know. What's up, bruh? Can I hit you? Oh, I thought I could hit a jump shot. How long have I been a streamer? I've been doing YouTube for, like, approximately 3.5 years, man. So, and pretty much I've been a streamer since the start. You're my biggest fan? Dalton just said, you're my biggest fan. So I'm your biggest fan? Is that what you said? I am, dude. What's up, Slay Your Face? How you doing today? Now Dalton says, I'm your biggest fan. Okay, that makes a little more sense, bro. That makes a little more sense. Okay. Back me out of here. Let me leave. Why isn't it let me... Hello? What? Okay, we just gotta... That's nifty. You gotta jump out of it. Who would have thunk it, dude? Oh, hello? Yo, wait a minute. What? No way! Did that just reset our ability to get all the perks we want now, too? It better not have. Yo, what happened? Can we get some RIPs in the chat for that, guys? I would appreciate it. Dude, what happened, man? Yo, I appreciate that donation, brother. Thank you very much. Hold on, Natify. I'll read your donation here in just a second, man. Oh, wait a minute. That was the last zombie, wasn't it? I want to leave him for right now. Damn, dudes. That sucks. All right, let's get ourselves some double tap. You thirsty, partner? Dude, that sucks that we went down. Natify donates $1.11. Brings up the Save Dat Money music video by Lil Dicky. Freaking love that song, bro. Thank you very much for that donation. Natify donates $1.11. Says, yo, I think you dropped by my 12-hour stream for a bit before. Means a lot. That stream was insane. It went from 8 to 50K. HJ Dugan came in clutch. Oh, yeah. You were the guy who HJ Dugan made a video on. Yes. I was there, man. Yo, thank you very much for stopping by my stream. And donating now as well. Becoming part of the Pro Hennis army means a lot, my guy. Hopefully you're enjoying the stream, man. Alright, sweet. So we can still buy all these perks. Whew, thank God, dude. I would have been pissed. We would have been livid, chat. We would have been livid. But thank you very much, Natify. Can we get a Natify or Natify spam in the chat? I think it's... If I were to guess, I think it's Natify. That would be my guess for how you pronunciate your name. Why does host command not work? It says I don't have permission. You should have permission, bro. Yo, how many perks can we buy? Can we buy one more? I think that's actually all we can have for right now. I think that's all the perks we can have. There he is, all the way down there. Damn! Yo, this thing is literally just a straight shot. It doesn't move. Weapons don't bend at all. Dun-dun. What's up, Patrick Starr? How you doing today, brother? Welcome to the stream. All right, so where do we want to train for right now? Let's go ahead and just train over here. Nitrate raid? Nitrate raid? Yo, thank you very much, Bobby Kills Cats, for that raid, brother. I appreciate it, man. Did the stream just go down again? Oh, my Lord, dude. Oh, my Lord, man. This is so frustrating. I honestly think, guys, I'm actually starting to think it's actually an issue on my... I swear... Your stream keeps crashing? I know, dude. I think it's a YouTube issue. I think, but the more... I don't know, man. Now the more that I think about it, like, I don't think this is happening to other streamers. So I think this actually might be an issue on my end, man, which really sucks. Which is kind of, like, sucky to accept, but I think it is an issue on my end, bro. Alright, we don't have enough time to get perks right now. Yo, chill, chill, chill! What? Where did that other zombie come from? No!